Matthew Green from TexLug, DFW Lug. This is Castle Black and the Wall from the Game of Thrones.
And so for the Game of Thrones fans out there that are not really Game of Thrones fans or people that just don't know what Game of Thrones is, add as much context to this as possible. What are we looking at? What's the importance of it?
What we're looking at is the separation between the lands, civilized lands from the south and the wild lands from the north. Think Hadrian's Wall in England. It's a 1,000-foot ice wall built 1,000 years ago to protect the lands from the south. It's guarded by the Night's Watch, which are all the guys in black. Recently, Jon Snow, the leader of the Night's Watch, has gone to Hardhome and brought back the Free Folk, and they're going to combine with, following the united theme of our convention, they're going to combine with the Night's Watch to battle against the White Walkers, which are the undead.
Very cool, very cool. And I guess now, how about walk us through like the build, maybe starting up here, and we'll just kind of progress to the other side of it.
Well, basically we started off with the wall. That was the key feature. Build the wall up to a height that I can see the top of. You can build it higher, obviously, but then you lose all the detail across the top. You've got two ways of getting to the wall. You've got the stairs, and then you've got a lift. The lift is not battery powered, but it is mechanical. It will crank up. And then the fort itself is called Castle Black. It's got meeting halls, it's got armories, it's got all the stuff you'd find in a castle. Mainly designed to protect from the backside of the wall, not from coming up from the south. That way you've got wooden walls as opposed to a stone wall you would find in a medieval castle.
Definitely. You have some very nice reference photos up here to kind of give some context too.
Yeah, pull from the show. Not a lot of detail on the actual castle itself. It is a castle in England, or a quarry in England, where they built the film set at.
Very cool, very cool. And I love the roof technique. This is a wonderful standby, but your execution is spot on.
But yeah, use the flippers, try to get some texture to it so you're not doing just a flat roof.
How painful is it to acquire that many flippers?
Not too bad. They usually go 2-3 cents a piece, so you can get a bunch of them if you're patient and wait.
It's not like a north of 10-cent piece, so that's good to hear. Exactly. Very good, very good. Now, when building sort of these buildings, you have some, I guess, a liberal usage of small texture elements. So what's building with those like? What's to get this like sort of texture wall? How is that?
It's a new technique for me. This is the first castle I've built with this kind of technique, and it was fun. It was a way to mix up the colors, to give it a little, again, aged look to it.
And these are wonderful. I don't know the proper architectural or historical term, but what is this, and how are you achieving that?
Arrow slits. Yeah, they're arrow slits. They're snot built, and it just gives, again, a little bit more texture to the wall.
Very cool. And then I guess let's move to the other side of the wall.
Sure.
And the wall, real quick, I'm noticing lots of transclear elements. We can see a lot of that here. These are what appear to be vintage bricks?
Yes, vintage bricks, trying to get an idea, give the idea of age. It's 1,000 years old, so it's going to have some discoloration in the ice. It's not going to all be like it came out of your freezer.
And so what was it getting these like? Where are these from? Like I personally...
Bricklink? Yeah.
They're just like old, used, like... transclear elements?
They're transclear elements. A lot of them are wedge pieces, 2x4s, 2x3s, flipped. So they're less expensive than buying the 2x4 bricks.
Good call, good call. Yep. And then we have a wonderful forest here. What are we looking at on this side?
We're looking at the north. This is where the wildlings live. This is where the White Walkers come from. This is where they're trying to protect the lands of the south from. You have a gate, and the gate, raises and lowers. But you've got a gate. This is how you get through. Theoretically, the wall would continue on for hundreds of miles toward me, and then separate the lands from the south from the lands from the north.
Very cool, very cool. Now, you have some really wonderful trees here. These look like just very, very nicely structured. What was the design process like for those?
Repetition, so I could get a forest. Trying to get something where I could give a canopy, and then you could see underneath them to see actually the free folk walking in, coming in, and to give an idea of a large forest.
Now, a build like this, I almost feel like it's almost as much a creative effort as it is like a planning and execution effort. Do you have any prior experiences outside of Lego or something like just in life that kind of allows you to attack a massive build like this and just execute on it?
I think it's just a vision thing. You grab a vision of what you want to do, and you try to get the aspect of it that's going to tell the story for you.
Just the grittiness of just getting it done.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us. Wonderful, wonderful build. Greatly appreciate it.
I appreciate it.